Zlatan, we're ready. We can now move on. We go to the second team.
Chelsea.
Hadi Galatasaray gelsin. Lütfen Galatasaray gelsin.
All UEFA
Lütfen.
competitions. So for Chelsea, we are also ready, and for Chelsea, we need to find
Lütfen,
out
lütfen.
7 opponents because one is already known. It's Bayern, and Kaká, press the button. We will know soon.
So, we find out the path for Chelsea Football Club, two-time winners. It's Barcelona
Ya
to go
ananızın
on
amı ya!
with Bayern Munich in pot 1. In pot 2, home match with two-time winners Benfica and a trip to Atalanta. In pot 3, it's Ajax at home and Napoli away. And in pot 4, they'll be hosting Pafos, the debutants, and
Anladım,
Karabakh
anladım.
have a trip to Azerbaijan. That's the path for Chelsea.
Yes.
Abo,
this is the path for
Karabağ yarra
Chelsea.
yedi.
Zlatan, help us, please, with another team.
Pafos Kıbrıs. Pafos Kıbrıs.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, the only team which has played more than 500 matches in this competition, 503 to be precise. For Real Madrid, we know nothing yet, so if you press the button, we will reveal 8 opponents for Real Madrid.
Kaká deciding the path for your former club there. Let's take a look at who they play in pot 1. They just keep meeting, don't they, from pot 1? Manchester City and Liverpool, they play both of them in this league phase. From pot 2, they will host Juventus and travel to Lisbon to take on Benfica. From pot 3, it's Olympique de Marseille and a trip to Greece to take on the Greek champions Olympiacos. And from pot 4, it's AS Monaco and it's a trip to Kazakhstan to take on the newcomers Kairat Almaty.
Yes, and another recent final with the Liverpool, so Liverpool Real Madrid.
Şimdi mi Galatasaray
to be
geliyor?
played
Şimdi mi
again.
Galatasaray geliyor?
Thank you very much, Zlatan. Please go and let's see who comes next.
Ben bir bok anlamadım ya.
Inter Milano.
Internazionale Milano finalists 3 months ago, and the best defense in the league phase of the first season. Only 1 goal conceded to their opponents by Inter. No opponents have been drawn for Inter, and Kaká, play your derby with Inter now.
The three-time winners will be facing Liverpool at home and Borussia Dortmund away in pot 1. Then it's Arsenal and Atletico de Madrid in pot 2, a home match with Slavia Praha, a trip to the Netherlands to take on Ajax. And in pot 4, it's Kairat Almaty at home and another debutant, Union Saint-Gilloise away.
Şimdi gelecek
This is
Galatasaray.
all the story for Inter. Let's go.
Yok şimdi değil. Bunda da değil.
Borussia Dortmund.
So Borussia Dortmund, say also winners of 97.
Şimdi Galatasaray
They
gelecek.
will need 3 matches to have played 200 matches in this competition. So it will happen on match day 3, of course. For Borussia Dortmund, we know that they will play Inter at home, and they will have another 7 opponents to face.
Yeah, so the 7 remaining teams for Borussia Dortmund. Then Manchester City, a trip to the Etihad in pot 1. From pot 2, they host Villarreal and travel to Juventus. From pot 3, it's newcomers and of course Europa League semi-finalists.
Bütün iyi
Bodo
takımlar
Glimt,
gitti lan, bize iyi
and,
takım
the
kalmadı.
Europa League finalists as well, Tottenham Hotspur from champions, I should say, the Europa League champions, Tottenham Hotspur, from pot 3. And from pot 4, they will host Athletic Club and they'll travel to Denmark to take on Copenhagen.
Yes, and the less recent final here, Juventus Borussia Dortmund, back to 1997. So Zlatan, yes, please.
Ya abi bir türlü pot 4'e gidemediler ya.
It doesn't look exciting, yeah? Nasser. Liverpool.
Liverpool FC, so champions, English champions for the 20th time, equaling the record of Manchester United, and first place in the league phase of last season. For Liverpool, they have already been drawn against Real Madrid and Inter, and they don't know the opponents in pot 2, 3, and 4.
That's absolutely right, Giorgio. 6 opponents to find out now for Liverpool. It's Atletico de Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt from pot 2. PSV Eindhoven at home and Olympique Marseille away from pot 3. And in pot 4, Karabakh at Anfield and Galatasaray in Istanbul.
So this is it. This is the path for Liverpool. We have 3 teams left to
Liverpool mu?
conclude the pot
Ananı
number
sikeyim. Yes.
1. So let's see who comes next.
İstanbul'da mı?
Barcelona.
This time it is FC Barcelona top scorers last year, 43 goals. Of course, no surprise because their front line is really atomic. Rafinha, Lewandowski, Yamal can score to anybody. Please, Kaká, press the button. 7 opponents to be revealed for Barcelona.
Yeah, another one of Zlatan's former clubs then. We know they're facing Chelsea from pot 1. They're also taking on another one of Zlatan's former clubs, PSG. From pot 2, Barcelona will host Eintracht Frankfurt and travel to Belgium to take on Club Bruges. From pot 3, it's Olympiacos and a trip to Slavia Praha. And from pot 4, Barcelona host Copenhagen. Oh, and they travel to St James's Park to take on Newcastle.
Yes, this is it. We have only 2, so take one of the 2 balls so that the computer can draw their opponents.
Yala dedi yalama, yala dedi
Paris
yalama.
Saint-Germain.
And now the
Gözüm
title
açıldı,
holders of Paris
gözüm
Saint-Germain, they
açıldı,
won
gözüm
not just
açıldı,
the Champions League but the
gözüm
treble, so the
açıldı,
2 major
gözüm
trophies
açıldı,
also in
gözüm
France.
açıldı.
Only 9 clubs have done it in Europe, so big merit to this team. And Kaká, you have to reveal 6 of their opponents after Bayern and Barcelona.
The defending champions will also be playing Atalanta at home, Bayer Leverkusen away in pot 2, hosting Tottenham and playing in Lisbon against Sporting in pot 3. And in pot 4, it's a home match with Newcastle United and a trip to face Athletic Club.
Ben bir bok anlamadım abi.
So that's all. We know
Şimdi
everything
biz-
also for Paris Saint-Germain. And Zlatan, if you pick the last
Biz
ball, we all know.
Liverpool'la mı
we're talking
oynuyoruz?
about,
İstanbul'da
but,
başka kim?
The paper will also show it.
Manchester City.
And of course, it is Manchester City record holders because they did 26 matches without a single defeat between 2020
City mi geldi? Nerede amına koyayım?
They will play Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid.
Yala dedi yalama,
and,
yala dedi yalama.
tell us which are the 16
Neyini anlamadın bu duruma göre biz Fener ile
Yeah, completing the
eşleştik.
path then for Manchester City. Some great trips actually for the City fans. From pot 2, they
Galatasaray
host
çıktı.
Bayer Leverkusen and they travel to Villarreal. From pot 3, it's Napoli and a trip to the Arctic Circle to take on Bodo Glimt. And from pot 4, Galatasaray and a visit here in the Principality to take on AS Monaco. So, the first teams have been drawn. Some
Galatasaray
incredible
Manchester'a mı
fixtures
geliyor?
to look forward to already.
Galatasaray
Kakas
Manchester'a mı
onside
geliyor?
Real taking on Manchester City again. Zlatan's former team
Yeah,
Inter
be!
against
İşte
Liverpool
bu!
and the holders Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern Munich. We have to remind you at this stage, of course,
Abi bir
the
saniye.
grid shows you all of the fixtures, but not necessarily the order. The full
Bize
calendar will be released for you
Liverpool'la
on
Manchester
Saturday,
City mi
so make
çıktı?
sure you keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, tune in for that. We're done with pot 1, of course. Before we go to pot 2, I had a quick question for Zlatan about PSG. Of course, you were there 4 seasons, won 4 league titles, and you've actually scored more
Başka?
goals in the Champions League for
Başka? Bu kadar mı şimdilik? Daha var, bekle. Abi bir saniye. Şimdi bize Manchester City ile Liverpool mu çıktı amına koyayım? 2 İngiliz takımı. Liverpool'la İstanbul'da oynayacağız. City ile İngiltere'de. Babiş fena öpecekler gibi. Efe abi. Bak. Ligin başında da dedim, gene diyor. Galatasaray şu anda Premier Lig'e layık bir takım. Galatasaray şu anda Premier Lig'de ilk 5'e girecek bir takım. Bunu ligin başında da dedim, bana siktir lan dediniz. Şimdi kanıtlayacağız size işte. Premier Lig'in en iyi ikinci takımı geldi. Premier Lig'in en iyi 2 takımı geldi. İkisini de sikip atacağız. Göreceksiniz. Sanki abartıyorsun. Sıfır şaka. Efe abim hoş geldin. Sıfır şaka. Premier Lig'in en iyi 2 takımı geldi. Liverpool ve Manchester City. Haksız mıyım? Bir de Arsenal var. En iyi iki takımı. Premier Lig'in en iyi iki takımı. Bak İngiliz Lig'in en iyi iki takımı. İkisini de Galatasaray sikecek. İstanbul'da Liverpool'u kesin sikeceğiz. Manchester City'de en kötü beraberlik. Chelsea kim amına koyayım ya? Konuş Chelsea. De. Göreceğiniz. Ondan sonra benim bir ay önce dediğim laf hepinize kapak olacak. Ben ne dedim bir ay önce? Galatasaray şu an Premier Lig'de oynasın, ilk 5'e girecek takım. Aha, kanıtı da çıktı. Şimdi göreceğiz. Kanıtlanacak bak, kanıtlanacak.
Last season semi-finalist Arsenal. Gentlemen, and specifically Giorgio, back to you.
Yes, not back
Oğlum,
to me, but
bir saniye.
back again to
Arsenal ya da Tottenham'ın çıkma şansı var mı hala İngiltere'de? Var. İngiltere'de.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes, Bayer Leverkusen, who won all 4 home matches last year without conceding a single goal to their opponents. We are ready for Bayer Leverkusen. Just to remind everyone, Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City are their pot 1 opponents. Please. Thank you.
Okay, these are the next teams that
Ben
Bayer
buradan bir
Leverkusen
bok
will be playing. From
anlamıyorum ya.
pot 2, they will host Villarreal and travel to Lisbon to take on Benfica. From pot
Şimdi
3,
kim kime
it's
çıktı
a home
şimdi?
tie against PSV Eindhoven and a trip to take on the Greek champions Olympiacos. And from pot 4, Newcastle United at home and Copenhagen away.
Yes, so this is
Leverkusen'in
Bayer
rakipleri.
Leverkusen. Let's go with another one.
Burada çıkan takım ne olacak şimdi? Burada çıkıyor ya bir takım şimdi. Bu kimin rakibi? Bu da mı Leverkusen'in rakibi? Bu. Arsenal.
Anlamıyorsan İngilizce öğren AMK. 10 kere anlarlar.
Ha şimdi yani Leverkusen'in rakibi çıktı şimdi.
Victory only to the eventual winners of Paris Saint-Germain. For Arsenal we have drawn
Şimdi
Bayern
Arsenal'ın rakibi
and
çıkacak.
Inter, and we are now ready to
Ha şimdi Arsenal'ın rakipleri mi
find
çıkacak?
out which are the
Okay.
6 teams.
And we are finding that
Galatasaray.
out right now, Giorgio. It's Atletico de Madrid and Club Rouge in pot 2, home match with Olympiacos, and a trip to Slavia Praha in pot 3. And in pot 4, they'll be hosting the newcomers Kairat Almaty and taking on Athletic Club on the road.
Yes, this is all for Arsenal. So after Arsenal, who comes?
Atalanta.
Kim amına koyayım ya?
Calcio, one of the big surprises of the last few seasons. They are established Champions League team now and the most
Amerika mı?
winners of Uefa title.
Amerika ne alaka amına koyayım
Italy,
Şampiyonlar
they did in
Ligi'nde?
24 with the Europa League. So 6 opponents.
Şampiyonlar
for
Ligi Avrupa
Atalanta
değil mi
after
oğlum?
chasing Paris Saint-Germain.
Thank you, Kaka, for pressing the button. Let's take a look
Ha,
at their
İtalya
final
mı
6
Efe abi?
opponents then.
Niye
From
Amerika
pot 2,
yazıyorlar?
it's Club Bruges and a trip to Eintracht Frankfurt. From pot 3, they will host Slavia Praha and travel to Olympique de Marseille. And from pot 4, it's Athletic Club and a trip to Belgium to take on the newcomers Union Saint-Gilloise.
Yes, so Bruges challenging Atalanta again. They eliminated Atalanta last year and now they will have
Abi
to go to
Galatasaray
Bergamo.
Liverpool'a
Let's
Manchester
see.
City çıktı. Ananı
Please,
sikeyim.
Zlatan, next.
Dünyanın en iyi iki takımlarından lan.
Benfica.
This time we go to
Oh,
Portugal, to Benfica. 45
Niye üzülüm
participations
oğlum?
in
Oğlum
the
biz
Champions
bunları
League,
ters
the
domatı
second most
sikeceğiz.
overall.
Muhammed Salah
In
kim
Europe,
amına koyayım lan?
for Benfica,
Haaland
we're
kim
ready.
amına
They
koyayım?
know they will play
De.
Real Madrid, Chelsea and Leverkusen. And you tell us which other 15 teams.
Gideceksin mi? Tabii ki de
Portuguese
gideceğim abi.
Giants, who of course qualified this week.
Ama
They'll
bilet
also be
bulmam
facing
lazım.
Juventus away, hosting Napoli and Ajax in pot 3.
Bizi
And in
sikecekler.
pot 4, it's a match at home in Lisbon against Karabakh and a trip to St James's Park to take on Newcastle United.
Exactly. So this is all for Atalanta. We have now another team that we want to see. They're all ready.
Club Bruges.
Bruges.
Bruges.
Yala
dedi yalama.
Cup winners
Evde
in,
çoluk çocuk
Belgium
varken
and the
parayı
only Belgian
futbola mı
club which has
harcayacaksın?
made it to
Hani
the,
aile falan
to the final
diyordun.
of this competition in 78.
Abi koskoca
They will
Galatasaray
face,
İngiltere'ye geliyor
they
amına
know
koyayım.
already the 4 teams of pot 1 and 2, Barcelona, Bayern, Arsenal, Atalanta, and now we go with the others.
Yeah, and the final 4 for Club Bruges then are Olympique de Marseille and a trip to Lisbon to take on Sporting de Portugal. And from pot 4 they host
Koskoca
AS
Galatasaray
Monaco.
İngiltere'ye
They
geliyor
are
ve ben
Yala dedi, yala.
karşılamayacağım öyle mi?
Hani Galatasaray ailenden
Yes,
daha
this
önemli
was
değildi
Bruges.
AMK.
Please, Zlatan.
Ya Elit
Throw
senin
another
götünü
ball.
sikerim. Amına kodumun dal yara. Siktir git lan. Amına kodum götü.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt, the first German club
Frankfurt,
to reach
Almanya.
a UEFA club final in 1960 in front of an amazing crowd of
Yala dedi, yalama, yala dedi, yalama.
127,000
Ne oldu
people.
yığım,
So,
gerçekler
Kaka,
canını mı
please tell
sıktı?
us which
Yok,
are
sen
the
benim
five
canımı
teams
sıktın.
after
Amına kodumun
Liverpool,
götü.
Barcelona and Atalanta.
They are Giorgio
Aha!
Atletico de Madrid from pot 2, Tottenham and Napoli from pot 3.
Şimdi
And in
Frankfurt'ta
the
mı
final
oynayacağız?
pot, it's Galatasaray at home and Karabag away.
İstanbul'da.
Yes, that's all also for Eintracht. Yes, we have now 3 left to conclude pot number 2.
Almanya'da. O zaman hem Manchester maçı hem Almanya.
Juventus,
Almanya'ya
the
yolculuk
Italian
gözüktü.
team with the most matches played in
Oğlum benim
this,
para kazanmam
Champions
lazım
League
ya.
311. So they will play Dortmund, Madrid, Real Madrid and Benfica and
Yayın yapmamız yok mu? Arabayla
we now
gidek amına
reveal
koyayım.
the other 5
Arabayla
opponents.
yayında gidek. De.
Completing the picture then for the two-time winners. From pot 2 it's Villarreal, from
Almanya
pot 3
yolculuğu.
it's Sporting and a trip to Bodo Glimt.
De.
And from pot 4 they will host the newcomers Paphos and they will be here to take on AS Monaco.
So 2 newcomers also for Juventus.
Deniz var.
here.
Abi
See,
denizin altından
Bodo
trenle
Glimt and
geçiyoruz.
Paphos.
Orada yayın kopar.
Yes, Zlatan, please. You draw another ball. 2 Spanish teams.
Atletico Madrid.
And we go
Manchester'a
with
giderken de
Atletico
yayın
de
açarız.
Madrid, the winners of 7 European titles
Biggs gelirse
in
Biggs de
total
gelir.
between UEFA Cup,
De.
Super Cup and Cup Winners' Cup. So Atleti, they will face Inter, Liverpool, Frankfurt and Arsenal +4.
The final 4 for Atleti. Bodo Glimt at home, PSV
Aha!
Eindhoven away.
Bu
That's
ne?
in pot 3. And in pot 4, they'll be hosting Union Saint-Gilloise and they'll be traveling to Turkey to take on Galatasaray.
İstanbul'da
Only
Atletico'yla
one
mı
team,
oynayacağız?
Zlatan, and for 2 is
İstanbul'da
done.
Atletico. Tamam, Frankfurt'la Atletico'yu rahat sikeriz abi.
Villarreal.
Yes,
De.
what we were waiting for is the yellow submarine of Villarreal, winners of the Europa League in 21. And who comes after Man City, Dortmund, Juventus and Leverkusen for them? Let's press the button.
Okay, so the final 4 for Villarreal then. They host Ajax
GS
and they
büyük yarrağı
travel
yedi.
to Tottenham Hotspur.
Sen öyle
and
düşün.
from pot 4 it's
Rahat
Copenhagen at home
olun.
and a trip
Siz
to
hayatınızda Manchester
Paphos.
City'lerle
Yeah, so
Liverpool'la
we're halfway
oynayamadığınız için
through. 18
kıskanıyorsunuz.
of the 36 clubs know who they're
En
facing.
son bir
There's a
Türk
lot to
takımı
look
Liverpool'la
forward to
oynadığında
after these
8 gol
first
yedik
2
amına
pots, of
koyayım.
course, including Club
De.
Brugge against Arsenal,
Rahat
for example,
olun.
Juventus taking on
Ya
Benfica,
neyine güveniyorsun amına
Atleti
koyayım?
playing Frankfurt,
Takımıma-
just to name a few.
Yeah, just to name a few indeed.
Takımıma
Kaka, we
güveniyorum.
were speaking before, weren't we, about your incredible memories of winning that 2007 Champions
Senin
League final.
görüşüne göre
Actually,
Kupa
before
Türkiye'ye
the
gelecek.
draw
Bu
earlier
sene
today,
gelebilir.
Pedro and I were taking a look
Efe
at an
abi,
image of that
sıfır
starting
şaka.
lineup, and we were just
Bu
thinking,
sene gelebilir.
wow, it is just superstar
De.
after superstar after superstar, including your good self, of course. What was it like to play in that team with such a group of talent?
Oh, it was
Bitti mi
amazing.
şimdi?
It was amazing to be
Bitti
part
mi?
of that team with these players that you just mentioned. I've
Daha
been blessed
Galatasaray hala.
to have
Şimdi
this
Manchester
kind of
City ile
teammates in my
Manchester'da
career,
oynayacağız.
in Milan, in Madrid,
Liverpool'la
in national
İstanbul'da
team.
oynayacağız.
So,
Frankfurt'la Almanya'da oynayacağız.
It's a
Atletico'yla
lot of
İstanbul'da
lessons.
oynayacağız. Doğru muyum?
Every training it's a lesson.
Daha dört
So
takım
had
var.
Maldini as a captain, has a Cafu.
Hala İngiliz
Pirlo,
takımı çıkma şansı
Gattuso,
var mı?
Shevchenko, Inzaghi, all these players every day. It was really good, amazing.
You teach each other.
Yok.
Yeah,
It's brilliant to see.
İyi,
Look,
en azından
we're gonna move on
Manchester'a
to top
geliyorlar.
three now.
Manchester'a
9
gideriz.
more teams then will be discovering
Manchester'a
their fate,
gideriz,
including
Frankfurt'a
the
gideriz.
four-time winner
De,
of this competition
Frankfurt.
and last season's Europa
De.
League champions.
Tottenham'ı da geçen sene ne siktik ama ya. Tottenham'ı var ya stadın içine gömdük, içine. De. Ben bizim Ultras'tan İngiltere'deki eski arkadaşlarıma kontakta kursam. Desem ki sizle beraber City maçına gelebilir miyim yayında? İzin verirler mi lan? Ultraslarla beraber yayın yapa maça gitme yayını. Ananı sikiyim. Abi sevmiyorlar. Kamera sevmiyorlar. De. Çünkü illegal dönüyor ya. İçki miçki. De. Ama belki izin verirler. Belli de olmaz. De. Bir sorayım ben gene. Benim emmimin kızının oğlu Can, Ultras'tan Avrupa'nın davulcusu. Ultras'tan Avrupa'nın davulcusu. Ona bir sorayım. Bir şeyler yapabilir mi?
On Giorgio's right, drawing the balls, and on the left of Giorgio, it's Zlatan pressing the button. So, Giorgio, over to you for the second half.
Of course, champions can play everywhere on the field. When there is class, there is everything. So now Kaká, you have to be at the same up to the job of Zlatan.
Ne zaman oynuyoruz? O belli mi? Ne zaman oynayacağımız belli mi?
And you draw the first team of pot number 3.
Olympique de Marseille.
İlk maçımız nerede?
Olympique de Marseille is the first team drawn and the first French
maçımız
club
nerede?
to have won the trophy in 1993. Or the trophy
İstanbul'la evde mi? Ananı
That's clear.
sikiyim.
They know already that they play Liverpool, Real Madrid, Atalanta, Club Brugge, and Zlatan now please reveal with the button yes, the other 4 opponents.
Yeah, the final four then
Yemin ediyorum Türkiye'ye gelebilseydim gelirdim lan o maça. Allah belamı versin ki gelirdim
to
ya.
take on Sporting, and from pot 4 they're at home to Newcastle United, and they're in Belgium to take on Union Saint-Gilloise.
Ha daha belli değil mi?
This means that we're ready
Ya
for
çay yapacağınız
another
işi kim
team.
ya?
Tottenham Hotspur. So the
Benim
Spurs,
evim.
winners
Ben
of the
Tottenham'da
Europa
yaşıyorum.
League this
De.
year, ending await.
Benim evim Tottenham. Ben camımdan baktığımda Tottenham'ın stadını görüyorum. Tottenham'ın stadı benim eve 5 dakika uzaklıkta.
Paris Saint-Germain,
De.
Real and Frankfurt and Zlatan will
Yok
now
Galatasaray için
reveal
demiyorum. Sadece
which
söylüyorum
other
yani.
4 teams.
Completing the lineup, Slavia Praha at home, Bodo Glimt away, so rematch of that semi-final in the Europa League last season. It's a home match with Copenhagen and then away fixture right here in the Principality to take on Monaco.
Abi
Yes,
Manchester
this
City ile
is it.
Liverpool. Allah'tan
Kaká,
daha ne
please,
isteyebilirim ya.
for the next team.
Allah'ım sana şükürler olsun ya Rabbim. De. Oh be. Yah be. Bütün dünyaya Galatasaray'ın nasıl güçlü bir takım olduğunu tanıtacağız.
Bodo Glimt,
Bütün
one
dünya,
of our
bütün İngiltere
newcomers,
Galatasaray'ın
first
ne
Norwegian
olduğunu
team,
anlayacak.
in the Champions
De.
League after Rosenborg
De.
2007 and 8. And for Bodo Glimt, what do we know? The
Bodo
winning
kim
5
lan?
of their opponents, we need to reveal another 3.
Bodo kim? Aha.
We have, of course, Slavia Praha from pot 3, as well as Tottenham, and in pot 4,
Norwich
it's a home
mi?
match with Monaco and a trip to Istanbul to take on
İstanbul'da.
Galatasaray.
Yes, this is also the
Sikeriz.
lineup for Bodo Glimt. We
Easy.
can proceed. We have another 6 teams
Beleş'ten 3
waiting
point.
in pot number 3. Most of their opponents are known, but we must know everything.
Sporting.
Sporting Club de Portugal, back-to-back
Portugal,
champions in
this
Portugal.
area,
First time it
Portugal,
happens since the
first
50s.
happens,
Congratulations to Sporting, of course.
Sporting,
and,
of course,
you can press the button and give them, reveal
give
3
them,
other opponents for them.
Konu İngilizcesini
Yeah, 3
sikeyim.
more opponents then for Sporting from pot 3. They're facing Olympique de Marseille and of course Napoli away. And from pot 4, it's Kairat Almaty at home in a trip to the Basque Country to take on Athletic Club.
Yes, let's go ahead, move on with the
With
next draw. After Sporting,
Olympiacos.
we go to Greece with the Greek
Greece,
champions and cup winners of Olympiacos, the only club from Greece who have won a major Uefa trophy, Conference League in 2024. Yes, please.
Abi
Four
Yunanistan'a
opponents to be
gitmemiz
revealed.
yok mu?
Yeah, and that quartet is
Yapma be.
PSV Eindhoven at home and Ajax away, so two Dutch opponents for the Greek champions in pot 3. And in pot 4, it's a home tie with Paphos from Cyprus, debutants, and an away match at Kairat Almaty in Kazakhstan.
Yunanistan'a bak, Kıbrıs'a
they're
gidiyorlar lan.
between Greek
Oğlum
speakers
bu
with
Yunanlılar
Paphos.
Kıbrıs'a maç oynamaya gittiğinde
good,
bizim
let's
Türk
go.
tarafını almaya çalışmasınlar.
Tell
Bak
us,
sikeriz
the
bir
name
gece
of, the
ansızın.
next
Ayşe
team.
tatilde ha. De. Ajax.
This time is Ajax, the most successful Dutch side in this competition. 4 wins for Ajax, 3 in the 70s with the team of the great Johan Cruyff. Let's go. Zlatan, 2 opponents are not known for Ajax.
Ananı sikeyim.
Yeah, much known for Ajax already. Completing the final legs of their adventure then is Galatasaray at home from pot 4 and a trip to Azerbaijan to take on Karabakh.
Hollanda'ya da mı gidiyoruz amına koyayım?
That's all also for Ajax. We can proceed.
Abi bana para lazım, ben kumar yayını mı yapayım, ne yapayım? Ne?
Slavia Praga.
This time it's SK Slavia Praga, champions of Czechia. They won all their 18 matches at home last season to win the title. And for Slavia Praga, we need to reveal 2 teams.
We do indeed, and they are Athletic Club at home and Paphos away, completing
Şimdi,
the picture for
City,
Slavia
İngiltere,
Praha
Liverpool,
in next
İstanbul.
season's competition.
Correct.
Kafam dondu
Let's
amına
go.
koyayım.
Next draw.
PSV.
Ha, Frankfurt,
PSV
Almanya.
Eindhoven, winners of
Liverpool,
the title in the
Istanbul,
Netherlands last
City.
year with a fantastic
Liverpool
final
ev,
rush in
City,
the last month.
İngiltere,
And for
Frankfurt,
Eindhoven,
Almanya,
what we
Atletico
know is,
Madrid
5
evde.
opponents, and thanks to Zlatan, we
Bodo
know the
evde.
other
O zaman
3
ben
now.
şimdi İngiltere'ye gidiyorum.
Okay, thank you. From
Frankfurt,
pot
zaten
3 then, the
İngiltere'deyim.
1988
İngiltere'ye
winners. We know about Olympiacos
İngiltere'de
already, so
kalıyorum.
Napoli is the other team
Almanya'ya
that they'll be
gidiyorum.
facing at
De.
home, and from pot 4 is
Başka?
Union Saint-Gilloise and a trip to St James's Park to take on Newcastle.
Yes, so only one to complete part 3.
Ha, Hollanda.
Okay. We know who we're talking about.
Ha, Napoli.
Napoli.
It is, of course, the team with the Scudetto on the shirt. It's Napoli, winners of the Serie A twice
Ya,
in
bu
the
arada
last
ben
3
bu
seasons.
maçların
They
hepsine
have been
gidemem lan.
allocated
Vallahi param yok.
6 opponents. They need
2 tanesine
to know
giderim.
the
Bir
two
Almanya,
from
bir
pot
Manchester
4.
City.
Yeah, so from this
De.
spot, we already knew about Sporting and PSV,
De.
completing the picture. Karabakh at home and a trip to Denmark to take on FC Copenhagen.
So many quality fixtures already, Pedro, Giorgio, Zlatan and
Hepsine
Kaká.
gidemem
We can't
abi.
wait for all of them already. A few to pick out from here. Marseille against Ajax, Bodo Glimt against Tottenham, the rematch.
Bitti mi şimdi?
As you said, and Napoli against Sporting. It is all looking very exciting already.
But we're not done yet. On to our final pot, and this one includes 3 Champions League debutants, as well as teams from Spain, Turkey, and England.
Ay be! Yah be işte. Türkiye dedin mi aklına geliyor Galatasaray abi. Ya abi. Türkiye'dir Galatasaray ya. Bak izle. Türkiye'dir Galatasaray ya. Asın balıkları asın. Asın balığı. Ay be işte bu. Ay be. Allah'ınıza kurban be. İşte bu. Yah be. Karabağ yarra yedi amına koyayım. Oğlum Newcastle'ın çıkma şansı var mı bize? Yok mu? Var mı yok mu amına koyayım? Yok.
Champions League first-timers Union Saint-Gilloise, Pafos and Kairat Almaty are all waiting to complete their picture for this year's competition, as are the other teams, of course. So let's not keep them waiting any longer. Let's reveal the final fixtures for this season's league
Abi
phase.
Yunus
One last
Akgül'le bir
time,
resim
over to
çektirmem
you,
yok mu
gentlemen.
ya?
One last
Osimhen'in
time, not
amına
many
koyayım
matches to
Icardi'yi
be
sikim, ben Yunus'u
revealed,
istiyorum ya.
but pot 4 versus
De.
pot 4 basically. Kaka, you can shuffle and draw the first team of pot 4.
Abi desem ünlü yayıncıyım. Türkiye'de ünlüyüm. Tanınıyorum. Benimle resim çeker mi? De.
Athletic Club.
Ünlüyüm desem.
Club,
De.
it's Bilbao, one of the three
Siktir
Spanish
git
clubs,
be. Yapma lan.
always in the top division in Spain. And for Athletic Club, let's go, press the button, and let's see which two teams from pot 4.
Yeah, a club with such a rich history, such a great stadium as well, and completing the picture for
Galatasaray'ın
them
başkanı
in
burada
pot
mı?
4. It's a home game against
Dursun Özbek
Karabag,
burada mı?
and they are facing Newcastle United away.
Evet. Niye göstermediler
Let's
hiç?
go after Athletic.
Karabag.
Karabag.
Karabag ne lan? Karabağ. Amın düdüğü.
The champions
Karabag.
of Azerbaijan, the only club from Azerbaijan which has reached the group stage or league phase of this competition. They know 7 of their opponents, and we need to press the button for the last one.
Yeah, final piece of the puzzle is Copenhagen. A match at
Aynı
home
Türkiye
for
benziyorlar lan.
Karabag. Azerbaijan already knew about Athletic from this spot.
De.
Of course. Let's go ahead and move on.
Amına
Monaco.
koyayım en son Galatasaray
AS
çıkacak ha.
Monaco. So our host here for this draw as Monaco, they know 6 opponents, and they need again to know the 2 from pot 4.
Yeah, thank you, Zlatan.
Aha,
Two
Galatasaray
remaining then
çıktı.
for AS Monaco from pot 4. It is Galatasaray and a trip to Paphos, but they have some incredible ties already, don't they?
Galatasaray'la nerede oynuyorlar?
We know everything also for AS Monaco. We go ahead.
Monaco. Fransa mı? Ona gidebiliriz. Fransa İngiltere'nin dibi.
Galatasaray.
Yeah be! Şuna bak be! Allah'ına kurban be!
Champions,
Hey!
the Turkish champions. Of
Turkish
Galatasaray
champions. Turkish
celebrate
champions.
120
Turkish
years of
fucking
existence
champions,
this year. So
mate.
Congratulations to Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Ready to learn the last opponent for Galatasaray.
Yeah, from
Son...
this spot they already
Aha!
knew they were playing against
Başkanım
Monaco. They're
be!
now
Ali Koç
also
senin
hosting
taşlarını
Union
yesin be başkanım
Saint-Gilloise.
be! Ali Koç senin
That's it for
taşlarını yesin be!
Galatasaray. 5 to go.
Ne oldu şimdi? Basmadı düğmeye.
Newcastle.
Newcastle United from St James Park, and let's
Bitti mi?
see.
Görmedim
English
amına,
Cup
kim çıktı?
winners last season, and
Union,
what do we
Union
have
kim
for
amına koyayım?
Newcastle? Only one opponent.
Yeah, quite a journey.